So now I guess it's time, as we prepare the food, I would like to hear from our dedicated leader, Tazin Shadid.
All right, thank you all, and thank you May for coming, and thank you Mahinaz and Rubaiyat from coming all the way from Bangladesh. So it's really great. Wow, I'm really happy for this event. I'm like super excited for this event, more than fundraisers, because this is us, this is we, and there's no one outside, and this is our family. We talk about it. So I'm really happy to be here today. One of the things I wanted to, probably everyone, all of you know that I love talking about Spreeha. Like, you give me any topic, I'll just bring it back to Spreeha somehow. And that's what I do everywhere. So today I wanted to take a little bit of a break from that. And had a very interesting personal, life events last year and a half or so. And then recently I've been talking to a friend and was sharing a lot of personal stories and thoughts. And I thought I'll just make it more personal today and talk about some of that. And like last few weeks that really helped me open up, and then I just wanted to talk about those and how it all comes together, me and Spreeha and all of you. I'll start with saying that people win different lotteries in life, and I've won one lottery, and that would be people around me. Especially I would say two sets of people. I grew up with some amazing musicians, which is very rare, especially in Bangladesh. Everyone around me were really great musicians. And the second one is great people with big heart, people like you. I've just been blessed with that. I do not know anyone who can say that they know that many great people around them, everywhere, you guys, the volunteers, people here, people in Bangladesh, our donors, our supporters, people we work with. I get calls from Asana, Afreen, and others who are there in the slums all the time. This year on Eid, I got more calls from them than my family, so which was amazing. So this is just a blessing that I've had so many people around me. So thank you everyone for being part of that. And talking about people, I also wanted to talk about family, because we talk about Spreeha being a family. And everyone has some sort of leadership traits in them, and for me it's probably the sense of family. I grew up in a very large family in Bangladesh, and when I first came here I was only 18. From US perspective, yeah, 18, you're not that young. For Bangladesh, yes, you are. You haven't done anything in your life, and now you're here. You're doing your laundry, you're taking your own classes, you're cooking. Pretty much you're by yourself. I had a hard time at the beginning, not a culture shock. I went to a US missionary school over there. A lot of my teachers were from here. I knew a lot about the culture. For me, it was more about not having that family around. And the way I started coping around it, it's been 15 years for me now. And the only thing that helped me is to create a sense of family around me. I not only do it here, I did that in school. My department chair was kind of like my mom. Every year, semester after my grades were posted, she would actually check my grades. And if I'm not doing well, I would get a call. And it was interesting. And I remember one time there was an exec, I think from HP or somewhere else, who came to talk to us. And then out of all the students, she took me and then introduced me to him. And it was kind of one of those moments, kind of embarrassing, at the same time you feel good about it. Because you don't want parents to do something in front of your friends, but it puts you in this odd position. But it was like that. So that sense of family really helped me get along. And I think that's pretty much what my leadership rate has been. And then I think probably you can sense a little bit of it. But that sense of family is really important to me. And when I was going through, and some of you already know, last, again, more personal details, last year and a half, it's been really hard on me, going through separation and divorce and all of that. And for me, Spreeha family was the one that was there, along with my friends also. I've crashed in many nights and weekends in Noman Bhai Milapu's place. and Ananda Sadar's place, Ananda Rajabhai's place. It was just a common thing to do for me at that time. I never even thought about it, like never even asked them. I just went there and then stayed. And I think it was that, like, I knew that I had a family to depend on. And I would also like to tell you that I really love that. I want that to go on, like our sense of family. Anytime you have anything like that's going on in your life, outside or inside Spreeha or like anything, but we will be there. Spreeha will be there. We're all together in it. And I just, like anytime if you feel that you don't get the feeling of family here, you can hold me accountable for that. So really, like just like think of it as your family. Talking about family, another thing I wanted to talk about is a few years ago I invited one of the Microsoft VPs to talk to our Asian leadership team. I was heading the Asian Employee Resource Group, one of the big diversity groups at Microsoft at that time. So he came in and I wanted him to share like what's his top leadership thoughts are. And the first thing he started by saying like marry up. And I was like, and then he started talking about how his wife is so much better than him and all of that. I'm like, oh, why is he talking about that? And as he started talking more about that, yes, like yeah, you should marry up, but he also wanted to mean that surround yourself with like people that are better than you. And his point was you cannot do everything by yourself. You just need all these people around you all the time. And I can honestly say that I have that group of people around me. And in a way, that way I'm married up. Like I know each and every one of you has something that I do not. And that really helps make Spreeha successful. I can start going, like, and I cannot organize events like Noman Bhai does. I cannot do like design like Anazapur Raju Bhai does. All of it, I can, like every one of us, Shams Bhai, like everyone, I can say like, you have something that I just do not have. And I'm pretty sure our board also agrees to that, that this is just an amazing group of people. And we're just lucky to have you all as part of us. So yeah, thank you for that too. And well, so many thoughts going on in my mind, like on what to share. Well, talking about like leadership, and another thing, I was having a talk with a mentor of mine a few days ago, and he was mentioning something, and then a couple of times I mentioned that, oh, we will get there. And then he told me, like, it's not about getting there. You're not going anywhere. It's about the journey. And we always talk about Spreeha as our journey towards life without poverty, right? And I think it boils down to that journey. Because mission, yes, our mission and vision are there, but those are evolving things. Everything, like even at Microsoft, they started with like Bill Gates' vision of one personal computer in every desk at every home. That was achieved in like 1990 probably, or like in 2000. But they didn't stop. Microsoft didn't say, oh, we're done. We're going somewhere else. No, they just evolved. And everything like Google and Microsoft, for-profits, non-profits, they all go through this. And it is the journey. Like our journey right now is to that. But once we solve that, and we will solve poverty, and then over that we'll do something else. But Spreeha continues. Well after we are all gone. And that's what the journey is about. And I'm just so lucky to have all of you as part of the journey. And at the same time, this journey is also what keeps me awake at night, because we have taken a really big task. And that's what, like, what's our future is right now. Like we think about like what happens to Spreeha tomorrow, or like next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. We are here to build a world-class organization. It's not just a charity project we're doing. We're not just about helping a few people. And one of the things that, again, I think a benefit of working at Microsoft, you always think about big numbers. Like I was just checking, I work for Bing also, like my second job outside of Spreeha. And I was looking at that, at every hour we get about like 10 to 14 million users in our websites, and Purajit will probably laugh because Google gets like probably 10 times more. But it does, like those numbers are useful because that shapes you how you think. We don't want to just help like 10,000 people that we are doing right now, 20,000 people. We want to help a million people. And for that, our journey continues, and we need all of you, each and every one of you, to be part of that journey. As a family, we have taken this journey and we keep going on. And we will go far. That's all I can say. Like we will go far. And I know that, I believe that. Every time I talk to you, all of you, I know that we have the passion and dedication and hard work to take us there. And this is just the beginning. This is our first official volunteer appreciation party. But as Noam Bhai say, like, I don't think like we are always working together. Like more than appreciation, we'll do that, but we'll work more. And again, like I just cannot say enough words to thank you for everything you do, and thank you for being part of the family. This is just the beginning. We are gonna go far, and we'll do great things. We'll change the world. Thank you.